Yes, we are live. Okay, and I'm fixing your image, and we are ready. We are ready. We are doing it. We are live. Hi, Kevin. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to EquiTalk after the summer break. We're here with Kevin McNab, part of our eventing team, and we're proud to say that you joined the Olympic team for this year. So how it go? How did it go? How you feel about it? Tell us something about it.
Yeah, it changed quite a bit from when I spoke to you last time because we were obviously the alternative then, or the travelling reserve. So it was a bit of a roller coaster, but it was fantastic. The whole experience was actually really good, and then as it went, it just kept improving.
Sorry, I didn't catch the last word that you said.
I said it went, it kept improving. It started out. Well, it started that we were the reserve, and then we moved from there into the team, and then the dressage wasn't great, but and then the cross country was good, and the show jumping was
Yeah,
even
yeah,
better.
yeah, yeah. It's true. And how did it feel, Donkey Dam? It was the first Olympic for you and for him. So
Yeah, um, I mean, Dom was amazing, but he's one of those horses that it doesn't matter. You know, you can be at home, you can be at a
ah,
competition, you can be on a plane. For Don, he's Don. He's happy. He's pretty good like that. He's a good traveller, and he's a pretty cool customer. Um, So for him, I mean, he was really good the whole time, and he was really professional about it. And then he got home, and he was still relaxed. So he pulled up really well, and that was good.
amazing, amazing. And what about you? What about your feelings? Because you discovered to
Um,
be part of the main team one day before the research test, right?
yeah. So we all trotted up in the morning, and then that afternoon, when we were walking the course, they said that I'd got the call up, and that I guess everything sort of started to happen pretty quickly then, and we had a meeting the night before, and we were talking about how everyone is feeling and how the horses are, and I'd said I'm pretty relaxed, feeling that you guys are all keeping it together and your horses are all in good shape, so I'll be ready to jump if we need to on Monday. And the next night they said, how are you feeling now? And I said, a lot less relaxed. So yeah, I mean, it probably initially it was a bit of a shock because didn't see that one coming, and well, we were ready for it though. We'd been training all week, and my dressage coach was there, and so I think Dom was going really well, and then we just sort of stepped up and just did our job. And Dom was really good. I was disappointed with the dressage test, not with the way that he was going, but I didn't take the work um, from outside into the arena. When I rode the test, I felt like I didn't know the test well enough, and I was sort of fumbling my way through it. He was super, but I think I could have ridden a better test. So I was a little disappointed after that, but no fault of his. And then as we went, I mean, it turned out the dressage didn't make any difference. I could have done a 22 and we still would have had a silver. So that made me feel a lot better.
And talking about the difference of an individual competition and a team competition, how did you feel about it?
Um, it is actually really different because when you're there as an individual, even though as an individual you're part of the whole team, and you may be there competing for yourself, but it's still part of our team. When you then become part of an Australian team or it's extended, you feel a lot more, I think, responsible for the team then, and it's a different pressure, and I think it's a lot more pressure um, to make sure no risks, and you have to put a solid performance on the table, especially with the new format when there's no drop score. So I think that in that it's like, okay, well, you need to just be
Sure,
clinical and
sure.
get the job done.
And these
So
Olympics were strange for many reasons. I think about the family. You were alone without the family. No, am I right?
yeah, yeah, no, it was a bit strange, but also what we do, and we compartmentalize, I guess. So um, when you're there and you're doing your job, basically, it's just
Oh,
another day at the
sure,
office.
sure, sure, sure. And no public, no public in the arena. So it was strange. It was better for your experience, obviously, because
Um,
there's no one correct answer.
yeah, I actually think from a point of view of the competition, it was a little bit um, sad for Japan that they couldn't have the public there. But from our point of view and the actual riding, I don't think you really notice. I mean, when you're in the arena, you're just doing your job. When you're on course cross country, you don't see
Sure.
the people. You do your job. So I think from Japan's point of view, it's sad, and it was a little bit strange to not have
Mm,
the people there. But from I don't think it really changed much for us, and certainly I don't think for Don, I don't think it would have made much difference.
okay, okay. So it's not a problem for you or your host to have the I won't say the excitement of the public, but something like the
There was
vibes of
yeah,
the stress of the expectation.
ah,
So,
there was enough excitement.
but, yeah, obviously.
I think that when you look at it, it was definitely an amazing experience, and whether they could have the public there or not, did they make the right decision? I think that they ran an amazing event, and then it were much better to run an event like that without the public than to not have it at all. So I think it was a great decision.
Okay, okay, yeah. Obviously, it was for a good reason, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not a problem. And talking about the new rules of these Olympics for the equestrian department, um, we especially I think for the penalties, you know, it was a problem for you mentally, for the team, strategically, for the team, for the organization of the competition.
I think for us, um, it worked well. I mean, we ended up in silver because we had three solid
Yeah,
performances. So personally, it worked really well for us for this championship. I think when you look at the big picture, it doesn't always work in the horse's favour to be under that amount of pressure to actually put a score on the board. I think if you have a horse and it's tired, or maybe it's not its day, and you have a drop score, it's a much easier decision then to say, okay, it is now a day, we're going to walk home. When you're part of a team where you don't have a drop score, basically, if you have a drop score, you're out of the contention. There's a lot more pressure to come home. So I think from that point of view, it's not great for the sport, and that makes those decisions a lot tougher. I mean, we were lucky; none of us needed to. Um, our horses were all in really good shape, so that made it different. And then I think it makes the reserve position very difficult because from the point of view of if you're there as a alternative and you're traveling, you're competing as an individual, your preparation will still be the same. Whereas it definitely does change when each day you're going, okay, well, am I preparing for the dressage? Am I preparing for the show jumping? What time will I be preparing for a dressage? Will it be a morning test, an evening test? And I think that it just makes it a little bit more difficult to prepare. And probably in our situation, it meant that I wasn't as prepared for riding the dressage, the actual test, as probably I could have been. And through no fault of anyone's, it was just that as we went, we gradually prepared and started to work more towards work we would need for show jumping rather than for dressage. So I think it makes that position difficult, and it also means there's a lot of pressure to actually put a score on the board for the team. And I think that there's probably enough pressure with that
yeah.
normally without having extra
Yeah,
pressure.
yeah, 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 that's true, that's true. And sorry for the off topic, but we have a question, and it's hi Kevin, John here. In terms of preparation, is there anything you would do or do differently for Paris?
Um, in preparation for Paris, yeah, the only thing which I felt I really wasn't prepared for, and if I had my time over again, I would have prepared differently, was the second round of show jumping. So I've never been to a championship and had to do 2 rounds, and never experienced that. But what I ended up feeling when I hopped on for the second round is that he was actually really switched off. And in the first round, he warmed up super. He went into the arena and he was really brought his A game. But then for the second round, he was switched off. So I think that in preparation for Paris, what I would do is have a possibly go to a competition or the last couple of competitions in the lead up, and maybe do your show jumping and then go home and do another round, or have it set up so that I could do that second round, because that was the one thing that when I went in for when I warmed up for the second round, and especially when I went in, I didn't feel like I was prepared for that.
That's very interesting. Sorry for the maybe stupid question, but is it was different the preparation for the Olympics uh, instead of
Yeah, so
another competition during the year, or the
yeah,
difficulties of the event, obviously.
yeah. They're still. Sorry, just say that again. What was the
Ah,
question? Is it
yeah, the
different?
difference of the Olympics preparation and another
Okay.
event during the.
So, so we don't have any other event where we have 2 rounds of show
Mm.
jumping. It's only the Olympics where you have the 2 rounds. You have the first round and it decides the team, and the second round is for the
Yeah.
individual. But the Olympics is the only time when you have the 2 rounds of show jumping. So for me, I've never been in that situation before, and so I've never had that experience to be able to reflect on it and look at what I would have done differently. But I think for the rest of the preparation, I think we actually had a really good preparation, and I wouldn't have changed anything about that.
Okay, super, super, super. And talking about the next events, what can you say about the next events with the other horses?
The other horses. So we've got Aachen next week. Looking forward to that. I've got a best friend there and another one, Wollonga. So we got back and we went to Mill Street last week. That was good. We had a win there, so
Yeah,
it was good for
was
him
good.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's sort of taken a little bit of the back seat this year. When we sort of decided to just take Don to Kentucky, um, it did leave a best friend a little bit behind, but it was just it needed to be done, and that was fine. So it's nice now to be able to do a little bit more with him and take him to Aachen, and then we'll hopefully go from there on to Po and look for a better performance at Po this time round than last year. We've got him, and then we've also got Cute Girl, and she's going on to Lilion for the 7-year-olds for the World Young Horse Championship. So we've got a bit to do yet.
Super, super, super. We can't wait to see best friends new results.
Yeah, and hopefully I'll see you guys in Aachen
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. How do you feel about the youngest horses?
About
The youngest horses.
the youngest
Yeah.
ones. Which ones?
Oh,
For Cute Girl and
yeah.
for Humphreys.
Yes, 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 yes. Humphreys, cute girl, Vivian.
Yeah. Um, I mean, they're all really nice horses, and they're great horses to have, and they're on their way through. They're not running at top level yet, but they're coming through, and I mean they're good horses to have on the way through, and hopefully when the other guys are sort of stepping down, they'll be stepping up. So it'll all flow through, hopefully.
Sure, sure, sure. But how is doing the training of these horses?
Well, I've been really lucky with the team at home because I've spent a lot of time away, and the guys here are great. They're good riders, and they're very good at managing them. So I got back and I went straight to a competition, and the horses had been prepared really well, and so that side of it all keeps ticking along whether I'm here or I'm not here. They do a fantastic job, and I just keep touching base with them to see where they're up to, and then when I get here, I get to sit on and see what sort of job they've been doing, and then I can up the ante a little bit between now and their competitions now that I am
Mm.
here. Um, but I mean, the guys have been doing a great job. There's not much I need to do different to what they have been doing. They're fit and well, and they're well educated for where they're at.
That's
So
the importance of a
been
team.
very lucky. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the true importance of the team in this sport because we like to say every time we can that it's true obviously that equestrian sport is an individual sport, but the truth is that behind the rider it's really important to have a solid and strong team that works that can work
yeah,
well with the horses and the rider. And so I think that this is the main thing to look to have a great career, I think. In
yeah. I mean, we go out and compete them, but reality is that's only a part of it. And I mean, there's a huge part of the training and everything, the management and everybody who's involved, owners, vets, farriers, grooms. I mean, it's such a huge team of people that actually make up a performance, and we just get to hop on and do the fun part. But there's a lot of work that goes on behind that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's very true. And I think that uh, I was looking before in Instagram. We have another question, so I'm gonna read this. Do you have a sporting idol, someone who inspires you?
Um, I have actually. There's been a few people that I've looked at, and they're sports people. I've always admired parts of their game, and one of them is a cricketer, Shane Warne, and he was one of those people that it didn't matter what happened off the field, um, he always brought his A game to the field, and that's something I always looked at that and I admired that, and then I think that um, people like Michael Jordan, who he's just an amazing athlete,
Okay.
and watch his um, documentaries and stuff, and I mean that's really
Yeah.
inspirational. And then I guess in the eventing world, I've watched Stuart and Stuart Tinney, and he's someone I remember in the 2000 Olympics in Sydney. I watched him, right. He was 36 then, and I thought, oh, by the time I'm 36, I'd like to do that. And I didn't quite get there, but he's been someone I've enjoyed watching him, and he's a real technician. He's very
Mm.
clinical, a little bit like Roger Federer. He's another person I like watching him play tennis.
Okay, okay, okay. So you watch different sports or the
Yeah, I think that I enjoy most sports. I enjoy watching them at a top level. I think that the guys that are really good at sport are great to watch at any
yeah.
sport. At top level, it's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good.
But during the Olympic was you were able to do others competition outside the equestrian sport?
At the Olympics, no, no. It was actually they were very good at running it, but we literally went from the venue back to the village, and that was it. We didn't go anywhere other than the venues. Didn't we? We watched other sports on TV, um, or on the phone, but no, that was it.
Ah, okay. Oh, what a pity.
Yeah, they were really strict with all the COVID rules, but I mean, it made for an event which ran really well. But yeah, that side of it, we didn't get to see any other sports.
Sure, sure, sure. And talking about sport, there's any particular lessons that you thought with the sports career?
Um, I mean, being a professional eventer, I think it's one of those sports where you need to learn to be resilient, and that um, it's really I mean, in a lot of ways, it's a sport of lows, not highs, which makes the highs so much better. But you need to be able to go through those patches where you do have bad run after bad run, or things just don't seem to be going right. But we're also lucky that we can carry on doing it for a long time,
Sure.
and it's not like uh, football or tennis or something where your careers are short. So, I mean, I think that a lot of people don't actually reach their best until later on in their career, and that's just because for me, it's such a complex sport.
We talked about that with Julia Martinengo, and she said that the importance of the resilience in the question word is that you do a lot of competition during a month, so you have to be worried about that you can lose a lot of time, and
Yeah,
so it's important to accept that you can't always win, and that. the
Yeah.
good part of this sport, I think, because if you always win, where's the fun, you know?
Yeah, yeah, no, well, that
So
certainly doesn't happen in
challenge
this
yourself if
sport.
you always win. So uh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
The,
but that's really
the,
important for the youngest because it's I think that it's really easy to be uh, insecure about your ability because you think that if you lose you have lost an opportunity. Instead it's not it's not
it,
that
I think yeah, if you can learn from each time you go out, then that's something you can just keep building, and winning is just winning. So I mean, we get a lot of practice at losing. I think that along the way, somewhere we also need to practice winning.
yeah, it's true.
And
It's a good point.
yeah, but you can go from. I mean, the sport's a great leveler. You can go and you can win one day, and then next week you're at another competition, and you fall off.
Yeah.
Um, so
Yeah, yeah,
it,
and it's important also because it doesn't depend just by you and your body, but it's always you have always to talk with a horse that it's a live animal, you know,
yeah,
not
yeah.
a car, it's not a bike, it's alive.
Uh, it has a mind of its own.
It's
Yeah,
not maybe that day, okay, you're focused, you're ready, but the horse is a little bit, so you have to accept that. I think that,
yeah.
yeah, it's important. Uh,
That's also what makes it great.
Sorry?
That's also what makes it
Yeah,
great. It's a real challenge.
yeah, it's a real challenge, yes. And um, mm, do you think that, okay, if you can imagine your life without uh, the question career. You,
Oh, geez, it would be quite different.
yeah.
This is I was always going to ride, so I don't know what I would have done if I hadn't have ridden. I don't know what I would
So
have
no,
done.
no, no, no dream. No, no another dream. Like
No, this is
a
it.
musician or
No,
a painter.
no, no. I've always I was really lucky that it was something that I enjoyed, and I was very focused on just doing this, and so it wasn't a question for me, and I could just get on with it. But I haven't ever thought of doing anything else, so there was no other dream. This was it.
Okay, okay, okay. So, do you think that uh, mm, you mm, you are a different person thanks to the uh, horsemanship, or do you think that your personality isn't grow with your career? I say it
Yeah,
well. I'm sorry.
I think the answer to your question is um, yes, I do think that it has a big part of who you are, and as you grow up, because I've ridden for my whole life. So I mean, you always have a lot of commitment and responsibilities with the horses, and so I think that as who I am as a person has certainly been influenced by my career, definitely.
Um,
Yeah.
what do you think that is the best lesson that a kid could learn in thanks to the equestrian world?
I think for me, it's a responsibility. So the best lesson that they could learn on the way through is whether they make horses their career or not. I think that for young people these days, it's good to learn to look after animals. I mean, they have to be fed morning and evening, and their boxes cleaned and they're looked after. And I think that's a really good lesson for people to learn on the way through. And for me, I think that was a good thing. We've always had a lot of animals around that you've got to look after, and for children, I think it was really
So
healthy.
your little girl will grow. Uh, with
Yeah,
that,
we're trying to make her border horses really
yeah,
quickly.
yeah, yeah.
She got her first pony for her first birthday, so she's ahead of me. I didn't get one till I was 2, but I'm hoping that if I just bombard her with horses early, she won't want to carry on with it as a career.
Great, great, Kevin. Thank you very much for your time. I think that we talked enough for next time. So I think that we're good, and hopefully we will see us in Haken.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Okay, okay. And so good evening.
Thank you very much.
See you soon.
Cheers.
Yeah, thank
Bye.
you, Kevin. Bye.